Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure the notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. Now for today's video, I have an exciting one because I'm going to be like testing all three of these new Revolution Dimension eyeshadow palettes. Now I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw them I was like, I don't know if I'm really bothered by them, to be honest, but just a disclaimer, Revolution have sent these to me and I looked at them like in real life and I was like, hang on a sec, they actually look so nice. Like, you know when some things just look much better in person than they do online, I feel like that is the case with these palettes. Obviously they are in that like reloaded, more affordable packaging, but if the formulas are good, then the formulas are good. Okay, so there are three palettes in this little collection and they are £4.99, under a fiver. Like, can you imagine if this formula is very good? I mean, you're gonna have to run out and buy these, you know what I mean? So let me just show you these one by one. So firstly, we have the Vivid Passion palette. This is obviously the more colorful one out of the three. And in here, these big long rectangular shades are the mattes, and the smaller ones, they are all of the shimmers. I absolutely love that there's like a matte green, a shimmer green, a matte blue, a shimmer blue, a matte purple, you get the gist. There's a matte and a shimmer of like kind of each shade. And I mean, would it have been nice to have like maybe more pans and more colors? I mean, I guess so, but you know, that is just the design of the palette. I personally love all of the shades in this palette, so I definitely will use one or two of the shades in here. I am going to use all three to create one look, just so I can get, you know, a feel for what all of them are like. Next we have Impulse Smoked, which this is the cool toned palette, the cool toned neutral palette out of the three. This is what it looks like. You have your lighter mattes, but you also have a couple of deeper ones, and then obviously your shimmers in between. We've got a silver, we've got a cool tone bronzy shimmers, and we've got this really pale one up here. And then this last one is most definitely my favorite out of all three. This is the more warm toned neutral palette. This is called Neutral Charm. And I just think this palette is absolute perfection. I mean, it's got the deeper tones in here, it's got lighter neutrals, it's got beautiful shimmers. I am just obsessed with this palette. I love that so much. And also, I don't know if you can quite tell, but the pan is like a different texture. It just has a really funky sort of pattern on them. Interesting. Okay, so those are all three of the palettes. I'm gonna throw some swatches on screen and then we'll get on into the eye look. Okay, so I've just used my Revolution Super Base Eye Primer as a primer, and now let's get into testing these. So I think I might just do like a neutral lid and then like a pop of colour on the lower lash line, just so we can incorporate all three palettes. I think firstly I'm going to start off with the Neutral Charm palette, and I'm going to use this neutral warm tone shade here, and I'm going to pop that in my crease. They're not really powdery or anything, they actually look really nice in the pan. And I mean, very decent pigment as well for a £5 palette. Then I'm going to go back in the same palette and I'm going to take this shade here. I feel like in the cool tone palette, it kind of goes from like deep to really pale. So there's not really in between shades on that cool tone palette, but this one has a nice sort of gradient. I mean, wow, they are blending together so easily. and they just look really smooth and pigmented on the eye. Okay, now I'm going to go in with Impulse Smoked, and I'm going to take a little bit of this really pale neutral shade here. I'm just using it at the very, very top of my lids just to give a little bit more of the blend. Then I'm just going to go back in with my first brush and just buff a bit more of the pigment in. Okay, now I'm going to take this deep brown from the Impulse Smoked palette, and I'm going to pop that in my inner and outer corners. Wow, that is so pigmented. And then back in again with my first brush and first shade just to blend those edges in. And then back in with this shade here from the Neutral Charm palette just to blend out the top edges, because obviously they've gone a bit harsh again. Okay, right. For the shimmers, if I'm honest, my perfect shimmer combo is in this palette. Like, I would use that one for the lid and then that one for my inner corner and brow bone. But because I want to try different formulas, I'm going to take this palette from the Neutral Charm palette. It looks like to be one of those foily types of shades. And then when we get around to using the inner corner, I'm going to use one from this palette because this looks to be a more flat texture, so I'm interested to try the different ones. But yeah, first I'm going to go in with this one, and I think I'm going to just use my finger because sometimes it just applies it way better. And oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, Revolution £5 palette. Oh wow, that is beautiful. Okay, that shimmer is so pigmented, wow. Then for the darker shimmer, I'm going to go in with Impulse Smoked, and I'm going to use a little bit of this one here. Okay, so those are the lids done. Now for the lower lash line, we are finally going to go in with the Colourful palette. And I think I'm going to do a blue-green combination. So I'm going to pop the blue on the outer lash line, and then I'm going to put the mint green towards my inner corner. Okay, way more pigmented than I thought that was going to be. Wow. I mean, just look at that. I'm so shocked at how pigmented these palettes are for £5. Like, that is an absolute bargain, and the formulas are giving. Okay, so this is my finished look using all three of the new Revolution Dimension eyeshadow palettes. I'm just going to go finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. This is my completed look. For my mascara, I used the Revolution 5D Lash Pal. This mascara is honestly phenomenal. I don't know why people don't talk about this because it is literally so good. I've been using it constantly recently. And then for my lips, I did a little bit of a combo. I used my Morphe lip liner in the shade Bite Me. It's a stunning brown. And then I decided to try out the Monsters Inc lipstick, the more pinky one, the lighter one, because I didn't like it just on its own on the lips in that video, but with a lip liner, I love the combination. Let's sit down and talk about these eyeshadow palettes. So firstly, the price point is unreal. £5 for an eyeshadow palette. Hello, I didn't even know £5 eyeshadow palette was a thing anymore. I thought inflation and everything going up, it means we wouldn't get super affordable eyeshadow palettes like that. But Revolution were like, hang on a sec, girl. We're bringing out 3 of them. Secondly, I love the colour story of these. We have cool tone neutrals, we have warm neutrals, and we also have a colourful palette. I would have loved to have seen them do another colourful palette, but like using yellows and oranges and reds, that sort of thing, just so we have, you know, the cool tone colours and some warm colours in there as well. So I think they've done the colour stories really well. Thirdly, the formulas of these shades are so good for a £5 palette. Like, are you actually kidding me? Like, even the blue and green on my lower lash line, I am shocked at how good these are. The more like affordable side of packaging is very deceiving when it comes to these palettes, because the formula reflects such good quality that the price point is almost unbelievable. Like, I literally couldn't believe this. There was no fallout, no powderiness in the pans. Shades were so pigmented, easy to blend. The shimmers were amazing, like what the frick. And you know what I've just realised? I forgot the unicorn and brow bone, how dare I? So I'm going to take this shade here from the Impulse Smoked palette, because this is more of like that flat shimmer and I want to see if it has a good effect. Oh, yes it does. I can't believe I forgot to do that. And then the shimmers are so good. Like this shade we used here for the middle of my lid definitely has a different formula to say that shade I just used for the unicorn and brow bone. But I mean, both of them, like both of the types of formulas offer a very beautiful foily shimmer. So I am a happy gal. If you are on a budget and you want a new eyeshadow palette, or if you want to try new stuff from Revolution, I would definitely check these out. Like these are so good for £5. I literally cannot get over it. There's definitely something for everyone in here, whether you like cool tones, warm tones, or a bit of colour. So I'm going to recommend these. Why wouldn't I? They are literally so affordable and performed amazingly. So if you are interested in picking these up, I will link them down below for you. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Let me know down below what you think of these eyeshadow palettes, and of course if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.